Hello, myself Gautam from group 316. Today's my topics are adenolites, chirality, carbohydrates, and lipids. First, my topic is adenolites. Adenolite is a nucleotide that contains adenine nitrogenous base and its sugar ribose and the phosphate molecule. It also known as ADK or myokinase. It's for, it is a phosphotransferase enzyme that catalyzes interconversions of the adenosine phosphates like ATP, ADP, and AMP. Adenylate kinase it plays a vital role in cellular energy homeostasis and it helps in metabolism and bioenergetics. Here are the structures of adenosine monophosphate, adenosine diphosphate, and adenosine triphosphate. Here are the structures, and this is the structure of cyclic adenosine monophosphate. It is a cyclic AMP and ATP. ATP is also known as energy rich compound. It is the main source of chemical energy in the cell. The energy ATP is consumed for cell functions, for membranes, for biosynthesis, for active transport, and through membranes for the performance of mechanical and electrical work. Its free energy released by ATP upon elimination of phosphate is 30.7 kJ per mole. All reactions that utilize the energy of ATP involves enzymes ATPase, which are regulated by the small ions in a number of cases. The energy which is released in energenic reactions is restored by the conversion of ADP to ATP and ADP plus PI and gives ATP. This reverse reaction takes place in the process of glycolysis, in photosynthesis, and during respiration. All this process involves the oxidation reduction of important coenzymes NADP and NADPA, nicotine adenine dinucleotide phosphate. The compounds of NAD and NADP are adenolites. These are the derivatives of adenine. And there is a one coenzyme, acetyl coenzyme. It's a carrier of acetyl groups, as ATP is a carrier of phosphate groups. Like acetyl coenzyme is similar to ATP. Here is the structure of NADP and NADPS. And this cyclic adenosine monophosphate, it is a cyclic AMP. It controls enzymatic reactions in cells. It also regulates the transcriptions of genes, serves as a regulator, plays universal mediator during the action of a number of hormones like adrenal. It is present in cells in amounts 3 times smaller than ATP. It is formed from ATP and it is converted into an inactive non-cyclic AMP. My second topic is chirality of the biological molecules. Chirality. The term chiral word derived from the Greek, which means hand, and it is familiar or meaning chiral object. It is a meaning for those objects which have handedness, like object and mirror image relationship or left and right hand. The term chiral word was first introduced by the Kelvin in 1884, and it is the objects or molecules which are not superimposable on their mirror images are chiral and are said to be possess chirality. Chirality is necessary and sufficient condition for the existence of enantiomers. What are enantiomers? Enantiomers are chiral molecule. It has a mirror image that cannot line up with it. The mirror images are not superimposable. These mirror images are called enantiomers. All the optically active compounds have chiral molecules. And here are the chiral compounds. I have given examples of chiral compound and chiral compounds like this. And my third topic is carbohydrates and lipids. Carbohydrates, they are organic molecules composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They can be aldehyde or ketone, and they are differentiated on the basis of sugar. And like first, monosaccharide, the type of carbohydrate which cannot be further hydrolyzed or broken down into simple forms, they are known as monosaccharide. Example: glucose, fructose, and galactose. There are structures of glucose and fructose, and its properties are sweet. They are sweet in taste, soluble in water, and they are the main source of energy. Second carbohydrate, oligosaccharides, made up of 2 to 10 monosaccharides. They can be hydrolyzed and they can be broken down. Disaccharide consists of 2 monosaccharides, most important oligosaccharides. Its example like maltose, lactose, and sucrose. These formations are done by the process of dehydration and condensation. Like if we add glucose to glucose and it gives maltose plus S2O. And if we add glucose plus lactose, then it will give lactose plus water. And glucose plus fructose, then it will give sucrose plus water. And these formations are done under the dehydration and condensation. And third carbohydrate is polysaccharide, formed by more than 10 units of monosaccharides. They are sweetless, insoluble in water. They act as storage and structural molecules. As example, like starch, glycogen, cellulose, chitin, and pectin. Functions of carbohydrates. They are the source of energy, like cellular respiration, and in storage molecules, starch in plants and glycogen in animals. They give structural and building material to their bodies. Like cellulose, it's the main component of cell wall, and chitin is the exoskeleton of arthropods. And one last topic is lipids. It is a diverse group of hydrophobic molecules. It includes fats, phospholipids, steroids, wax, and certain pigments, terpenoids, etc. Its compositions are they are organic molecules made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and sometimes nitrogen and phosphorus. Phosphate. Properties are they are non-polar, insoluble in water, soluble in organic solvent, example acetone, alcohol. They contain more hydrogen carbon bonds than stores more energy than protein, carbs, basically composed of fatty acids. Types of lipids. First one fats. They are made up of glycerol. There are 16 to 18 carbon hydrocarbon chains. This is the glycerol structure. It is soluble in water. And there are two types of fatty acids, saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acid are those which contains all single bonds and they are solid at room temperature. Example, butyric acid and animal fat. Unsaturated fatty acids are contains at least one double bond in hydrogen chain. Like example, vegetable oil. If we give hydrogenation, if it process the hydrogenation process, then it will change into vegetable ghee. Second one in phospholipids. They have one glycerol, two fatty acids, and a phosphate group. Phosphate head. It is polar and soluble in water. It has two hydrocarbon tails, non-polar, insoluble in water. Third one in steroids. They are different from triglycerides because they have no fatty acid and glycerol. And cholesterol. It is a crucial molecule in animals, maintain fluidity of cell membrane. From cholesterol, sex hormones in vertebrates are also synthesized. High cholesterol level leads to atherosclerosis. Fourth one, waxes. Only one fatty acid bonded with long chain alkanes. They are insoluble in water and solid at room temperature. Act as a protective layer on fruit, leaves, skin, feathers. Terpenoids. They are made of isoprene unit, no fatty acid, and no glycerol. Important terpenoids are carotenoids and terpenes. Carotenoids, it gives yellow red pigment to plants, that is like in ripened tomatoes and in autumn leaves. Keratin and xanthophyll are two important types of carotenoids and helps in photosynthesis. Terpenes, they are unsaturated hydrocarbons found in mostly plants. They have stronger odor, smell, and protect plants from herbivores. Functions of lipids. They are the main source of energy, building structural material like cell membrane, lipids, storage molecule in plants as oil in seeds, in animal as fat. They act as a heat insulator. They regulate the cell and protection and produces color, smell, and they give us perfume also, like rose perfume. The end.